Hi, my name's Mark and I'm all about psychology, tech and productivity. And you probably clicked on this video because you're thinking about buying the Keychron K2 or the K3 keyboards, or maybe choosing between the red or brown switches. Well, this one is for you. We'll do a good in-depth analysis of both of these keyboards and breaking it down into 4 categories: aesthetics, clickiness, ergonomics and typing speed. And at the end of the video, I'll tell you which one I'm keeping and why. Now, if you're looking for one of those particular comparisons, you will find all the timestamps in the description below. So let's get into it. Now, before we get started, I think it's really important to set the context here. I do a lot of office type work in my day job. So that means writing documents, spreadsheets, presentations, blogs, going through reports. You get the gist. I'm not a programmer and I don't use any of these keyboards for gaming. I think both of those use cases have very specific requirements and I just don't need that kind of thing from a keyboard. Starting with aesthetics then. So both the K2 and K3 have got that signature Keychron look, and in a sea of jet black and pale white keyboards on the market, these really stand out with the grey keys and the splash of orange. Now you can of course use your own keys if you like, if you've opted for the hot swappable version when you order. Now let's take the K2 first. This is the big boy, the original success story of Keychron and the mainstay of many a tech YouTuber's desk. I've seen this on MKBHD, Ali Abdaal and so many others, and I was influenced into buying one. And it is a brick, heavy, solidly made, and it has a very particular chunky look. It's not for everyone, but that's the nature of aesthetics. And let's move on to the K3, and instantly we can see this much slimmer in profile, and it's lighter too. And the keys have a kind of gradient to them, which means they look a bit like one of those B-12 stealth bombers once were on a desk. And this hasn't got quite the same instant presence as the K2, but I like it. It's understated, stealthy, but still with that signature Keychron look. So let's move on to the clickiness, that feeling that each keyboard gives us. And sticking with the K3, we went for the brown Keychron switches. And let's do a little sound test. And looking at the K2 now, this has the red switches and a much deeper press to actuate the keys. Here's a little sound test. So clearly the K2 is quite a bit louder, and if you're thinking of buying this one with the red switches, just bear this in mind if you're using it within earshot of others at home, or maybe in an open office, or trying to type while you're on a call. And of course this is all very much a matter of preference around how you like your keys to sound and feel. And for me, I much prefer the accuracy of the K3 combined with these brown switches, and I'm reliably told that my typing noises are considerably quieter too. And just for reference, I've included a recording of the Apple Magic keyboard so that you can see and hear the difference in terms of that clickiness if you're thinking of upgrading from one of the Apple keyboards. So we'll be returning to this comparison later when we look at the typing speed results. So next, on to ergonomics. And I've separated out aesthetics from ergonomics because, well, they're different. Many ergonomic keyboards are not aesthetically pleasing and vice versa. So the K2, as you can see, is raised quite far from the natural position that your wrists want to naturally sit in, so you have a choice of placing it in one of 3 positions using the plastic sliders on the back. And Keychron also sell a made-to-measure wrist rest for this keyboard to help with any potential RSI issues. So I found the K2 hugely satisfying to type on, but after long typing spells, and I'm talking like 2 to 3 hours here, my wrists are really starting to hurt and I'm worried that it's going to give me some kind of injury. And I found that this feeling was true regardless of which gradient I set it at. And with the K3, there is no option to adjust the height of the keyboard, so I did invest in their wrist rest, and you can see more about this in my initial unboxing and review. And I found that this setup works really well with the height of the keyboard just as it is, and I haven't noticed any strain after using this for some weeks now. So onto typing speed, I used this site to conduct a 1 minute medium difficulty typing test with each of the 3 keyboards, and this is what I found. So let's start with the K2. These were the results. Not great, but apparently better than average. Let's move on to take a look at the K3. And here are my results. And just as a comparison, here's the same test using Apple's Magic Keyboard. So looking at all the results together, it's a bit of a mixed bag and nothing super conclusive. I'm a bit surprised because my perception was that my accuracy and speed were much faster on the Magic Keyboard. So perhaps this is maybe a suggestion that I've spent long enough typing on each of these 3 keyboards to be able to type at a moderate speed on each one. So I'd be really interested to hear what you think. Leave a message in the comments if you've got any of these keyboards and you've tried the same test. See what your score was. I'd love to hear from you. So those are my comparisons. Which one of these keyboards am I going to be keeping? Now, as you may have guessed, I am going to be keeping this one, the little slim K3. And to be honest, I think I'm a little bit biased after coming up from the likes of the Apple Magic keyboards. The K2 was a bit of a leap for me, and this one offers a really nice halfway house that gives you that slim profile with all of that delicious clicky clackiness. So if you wanted to see my K3 unboxing video, you can click in the link up above. And in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, post a comment below, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you might have. If you hit the bell icon, you'll be notified about any future videos that I'm posting, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.